My name is Willie Redmond, and I'm from Cape Girardeau. I teach at the university here, and my role, I guess, or what I did with the movie, I was an extra in a scene where I was a nosy neighbor outside of Ben Affleck's house. Well, Ben Affleck character's house, obviously. And there was a lot of reporters around, and there's a car pulled up where Affleck's attorney, who was played by Tyler Perry, and Affleck's twin sister in the movie, where they came up in their black SUV, and all the reporters kind of rushed the driveway and everything, and I was one of those nosy neighbors who were outside trying to figure out what the whole big commotion was with all the news people there and the police and so forth like that. Again, it was amazing how many times they shot and reshot and reshot, but on one of the little times in between the scenes, Tyler Perry just walked by, and no big conversation, but he did say hello to us and smiled to us and so forth, and I mean, he made a point to step toward us and actually do that one time, because really all he really had to do is come back out of the house, go to the driveway, but he did kind of kind of acknowledge us a little bit. So we thought that was pretty cool. It was just, overall, number one, it was just great for Cape, the impact that it had on Cape, and maybe I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But that day was just fascinating to be on a movie set, to actually see how many times they shot a scene that maybe lasts for 20 seconds at the most. I mean, there was about 15 times they practiced before the actual actors were doing the scene. They had just with stand-ins, and then when the actual actors came, as in Tyler Perry and the other young lady, they actually shot it maybe like 20 more times. So it's just interesting. It just happened just that fast. Okay, let's reboot it and try it again and just do it again. And it just really made me think. Now when I watch a movie, when I see those short little scenes, I think, wow, here's a 10-second scene, but what did it really take for them to do this? You can kind of understand that a little bit better now. I learned a lesson about following instructions during that, because the production assistants told us no cell phones at all on set. Don't take your cell phone, leave your cell phone in the tent. And so I said, okay, I am gonna do exactly what these people say. I'm gonna take my cell phone out, and I left mine in the tent. And so it was interesting, before they actually start shooting the real scenes, because as I said, they practice it with stand-ins before, but before they start shooting the real scenes with the actors, the director came by and just started talking to us a little bit. And as he was talking to us, he said, oh, by the way, did any of you guys have your cell phones? And some of us said, no, we don't have cell phones. They told us not to bring it. He said, well, if some of you do, why don't you get your cell phones out, and when the scene's going on, kind of act like you're recording it, because nowadays, if neighbors were standing out there, they would be standing out there with their cell phones. And I'm thinking, my God, I've actually followed directions, and I would have actual footage of the scene, already on my phone, but I followed directions and I didn't. And so I said, never again will I do what I'm told to do. I'll always, just say whatever you say. Got my own little twist on this and so forth, But it was just interesting though, because again, he was so nice when he came down there. He kind of repositioned some of us, we were kind of standing in tall grass and so forth. Some of us were kind of in a pack, and he kind of separated us out a little bit. He said, oh, maybe not that many people would necessarily be standing together and everything, but he was just so nice. I still can't believe that I didn't have my cell phone. This is wonderful for Cape Girardeau. You could the buzz every day was about where they saw Ben Affleck. I saw Ben Affleck at the gym. I saw Neil Patrick Harris there, and so on and so on. But when you think about all the people that they brought here, and with the hotel rooms, with the houses that they rented out for, people staying and so forth, with restaurants, with landscapers. I heard landscapers actually got business and so forth, with all the small businesses that got extra business because of the movie coming here, that was absolutely wonderful. I mean, you can kind of think about, and in fact, we're going to look a little bit and kind of try to estimate the impact on the community for them actually spending that time here and such. But again, it's really important economically and so forth, and really from a PR standpoint for the city just overall. I mean, people are just buzzing about, hey, wait a minute, now I heard about this Gone Girl movie. Isn't that where you live? Yes, that's that little small place where you laughed at me for moving. I'm actually living in Hollywood now, so take that. But again, I think it's just wonderful for Cape overall. Again, because I mean, you can just and maybe who knows if that'll lead to other things. This being such a big movie, and with the hype that this is getting. In fact, I have a colleague who's from Australia, and he was just telling me he still, reads all the Australian news and so forth like that. And he just came to my office. He said, "Oh my God, that movie that you were in is really big," because they were talking about it opening in Australia the day before, I believe October the 2nd and so forth. And he said all the hype that they were giving it, they said it may be the biggest movie of the year. I said, exactly. And right here, filmed right here in Cape Girardeau, a lot of it. That's really, really important. So I think that's cool, really cool.